Good afternoon and welcome to the IRCTC Q4 FY2022 earnings conference call hosted by Dolat Capital. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Rahul Jain from Dolat Capital. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ryan. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Dolat Capital, we welcome you all to the Q4 and 12 months fiscal 22 conference call of IRCTC Ltd. I take this opportunity to welcome the management of IRCTC, represented by Srimati Rajni Hasija ji, who is the MD of the company, and Mr. Ajit Kumar ji, who is Director of Finance and CFO of the company. And now I would like to hand the conference over to IRCTC management to take the proceeding forward. Over to you, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you and your dear ones are in good health and spirits. I welcome you all to this Concall to discuss the performance of your company, that is IRCTC Ltd, for the quarter and the year ended 31st March 2022. Yesterday, the company had announced the audited financial results for the fourth quarter and year ended on 31st March 2022, and the same has also been disclosed on both the stock exchanges. Please allow me to share with you a brief overview about quarter 4 of fiscal 22 and results of our company. Following this, our Director of Finance, who is CFO of the company too, will provide the details and performance of our business segments, post which we shall be having a question and answer session. I begin with the brief view of the salient feature of our results, which you must have seen by now already, rather. In the last quarter of the previous financial year, IRCTC has been able to once again demonstrate its resilient business model. Though the impact of the wave 3 of the COVID-19 was there, we were little lucky as the impact of the last wave was not that dangerous as the second wave was. Q4 of financial year 22 revenue was at 691 crores and it saw strong growth of 28% quarter on quarter, that is a consecutive quarter, and more than doubled on year over year, given that the base quarter had the impact of pandemic. The most important factor is that the revenue for the quarter 4 is just 3.5% lower than the pre-COVID level. It means we are very near to the pre-COVID levels maybe this year. In quarter 4 of the financial year 22, the catering segment has been the main driver on the quarter-over-quarter revenue growth. As you would be aware that difference in the profitability, our business segment, the change in the business mix resulted in EBITDA margin coming to 40%, nearly 40% versus 42.8% year over year and 51.7% on as quarter over quarter. However, the absolute EBITDA of rupees 277.3 crores was in line with, rather very much in line with 279 crores in the quarter 3 of the previous financial year. Net profit before the exceptional items for the quarter 4 of the previous financial year came at 218 crores versus 209 crores in the quarter 3 of fiscal financial year 22 and 107 crores in the quarter 4 of financial year 21. For the year financial year 22, revenue came to rupees 1,880 crores, that is 1,880 crores, which grew nearly by 1.4 into year over year, given that the financial year 21 had much severe impact of the pandemic as compared to the current year, the year past. EBITDA margin came to 46.8% versus 24.3 year-over-year, and the net profit before the exceptional items came to rupees 667.7 crores versus rupees 150.5 crores year-over-year. Importantly, the financial year 22 net profit crossed the 1920 mark of 528 crores also. So it is a very good news to all the investors. The board of directors have recommended final dividend to, that is rupees 1.5 per share, subject to shareholders' approval, going to be, which we would be taking in our AGM. Which that makes the total dividend per share is 3.5, because rupees 2 we have declared as an interim dividend earlier. As I have shared earlier, that for the emergence of another wave of infections, the travel and hospitality industry can look forward for a much better financial year 23 and beyond. IRCTC's business segment, catering, packaging, water, importantly tourism, can also look up to a better performance in such a industry environment, as the things are now on a gradual improvement. I shall now hand over call to my colleague and the Director of Finance and CFO of the company, Shri Ajit Kumar, to brief you on the financial and segmental performance of the company. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody, and I hope you all to be in a good health. I shall first give a brief overview about Q4 FY22 results, post which we shall have the question and answer session. This Q4 FY22 revenues saw another quarter of strong improvement both on quarter-over-quarter and year-over-year basis. The revenue of rupees 691 crore grew by 27% quarter-over-quarter and by 104% year-over-year. Given that catering segment, which has a relatively lower margin, that has saw the sharp increase in its revenue share, and the overall EBITDA margin 40.1% versus 42.8% year-over-year and 51% quarter-over-quarter. However, we have been able to maintain the absolute EBITDA almost at Q3 FY22 levels. Now the business segments of the company, the number one is the internet ticketing segment that has demonstrated its resilience amid the impact of third wave of infections. And revenue for the quarter was at 292.8 crore, growing by 42.4% year-over-year and declined by 6.4% quarter-over-quarter due to lower ticketing volume. However, absolute EBITDA saw a slight growth, that is quarter-over-quarter, and EBIT margin came at 91.5% versus 84.8% quarter-over-quarter and 83.3% year-over-year. The catering segment, that has saw a sharp increase in revenue at rupees 266.2 crore and grew by 1.5% quarter-over-quarter and just under 3 year-over-year. This enabled the segment to further improve its EBITDA margin to 9.4% versus 5.5% quarter-over-quarter and loss on Y-over-Y basis. The share of catering segment to overall revenue increased to 38.5% in fourth quarter versus 19.4% in third quarter and 19.9% in fourth quarter of FY21. Now, given that a relatively lower margin, the overall margin has seen moderation in fourth quarter of FY22. The real need is in the quarter 4, revenue of 51.9 crore or my 4% growth quarter-over-quarter. Reported EBITDA loss came at rupees 24.3 crore, but it has mainly due to the impact of that 15% the railway share on profit of the previous year, that is amounting to 27.13 crore was remitted back to railway, so that is the main reason. But for further years, it will be good margin will be there. Tourism segment, that has saw a growth of 10.1% quarter-over-quarter to rupees 80.1 crore. Importantly, it continued to trim its losses and has almost was a break-even EBIT level. The bank balances and net worth of the company as on 31st March 2022 is rupees 1732 crore and rupees 1884 crore respectively. That's the end of the opening remarks. Now we can straight move to the question and answer session.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Our first question is from the line of Mr. Rahul Jain from Dolat Capital. Please go ahead, sir.
Congratulations on very strong number. My first question is related to this significant revenue traction in the catering business. In our earning call on 9th Feb, we said we have not done assessment about the catering contract, but with the end of the quarter, we were able to see significant jump in revenues. So what, if you could explain what led to this massive increase and how many contracts have normalized to potential revised rates on the pricing?
Well, I can be proud of my team if I say so, because when the cooked food started, it started in the month of November, but could be made effective gradually till December. But from January to March, we saw a sudden jump because the fast tendering process being followed by IRCTC, where a lot of powers were delegated to the juniors. If you ask me that how many tenders were finalized, the number is going to be in thousands, because initially the tenders were given for a shorter period, then for 6 months, and now again we are going to start the process. So the cooked food start was the main reason, and increasing the footfall at the station so that the static unit can also be revived was also the reason. I give you the numbers. If you recall my earlier earning Concalls, where I used to give the numbers of the trains where IRCTC was providing the catering services. That was 417 only, but we were not actually doing the TSV trains. As of now, IRCTC has taken up heavily on the TSV trains, and more than 70 trains brought under the ambit of contracting, out of which 596 tenders have already been placed and rest tenders are in finalization stage. So it is the hard teamwork of the catering department and the tendering department that has resulted in this mobile catering increase in jump. Similarly, the static catering also picked up very well because the footfall has gone up, and our formula was like that. Once the footfall picks up, the license fee will also be restored to the previous levels. So this could be the reason, Mr. Jain.
Okay, that's quite helpful. Other than that, so now when we see this catering revenue, can we say that the full quarter benefit has come into this number, or March revenues are significantly higher than?
Still is left, because the process was gradual. It is only, I said, we started picking up only in the month of January. But even then, the whole trains were not there. Like 150 trains under the TSV sections would be completing their awarding in this month. So it is only in the month of July, and it is a continuous cycle. Few trains end up their contract early. So it's a cycle. It is a continuous process. But the complete process, maybe we are hopeful that we'll be able to complete by June end. If not June end, at least July first week, we'll be able to finish the entire process.
Okay, understood. And moving to the next segment, which is on this 2S side. As on the website, we can see that for 2S we are not able to book the ticket beyond 30th of June. So is that the last period beyond which we will not be booking tickets on the 2S category?
this is as per the guidelines issued by Ministry of Railways and different for each train actually. So I will not be able to comment very specific about it. But I can tell you that in the quarter 3, our daily average ticket was nearly 13.69 lakhs. And now it is around 12.87. So the impact is not much as we had seen. And when in 1920, when pre-COVID level, it was only 8.25 lakh tickets per day. So still there is a more than 50% jump as we see the pre-COVID level. So maybe if the end of June you say, it may drop to by a few more thousands. Because
yes,
over a period of time, IRCTC has been able to gain the confidence of the people. And where the unreserved ticketing is there is unreserved ticketing. We can't help it.
Right. So 12.87 lakh is daily for this quarter. That is what you shared.
Yes. Quarter 4, the average has been 12.87 only.
Okay. Okay. And on the rail near business, we saw this significant charge which was for the railway profit share that we gave of around 270 million. Can you share more input in terms of what this charge is and what could be the recurring nature of this?
See, IRCTC was supposed to share the profit on all the departmental catering segment, and initially all the plants, I think till 2009, all the plants were running in the departmental thing. And we were, in any case, because you get a captive audience in the railway station and we don't sell railway in the other sectors. So the clientele is being brought to IRCTC by Ministry of Railways. So some sharing was to be done, which was part of the MOU signed in the year 2007 between IRCTC and Ministry of Railways. CFO in his beginning statement has also mentioned and given the figures of the amount. So if we calculate it from 2007 to 2021, the revenue that IRCTC has received from this packaged drinking water business is nearly 1,200 crores or so. And profit margins were nearly, I think, 180 crores or so. So IRCTC, technically speaking, deducting all the payments towards the Indian Railways, and compensating the losses in the departmental catering, came out with the figure of 24.46 crores, out of which 2 crores was to be adjusted, and it is subject to the reconciliation with the railways, for which Ministry of Railway had sent invoice, so we had to pay that. And for the rest of the I think years, it is going to be a regular feature, and we would be sharing nearly 15% of the profit of the rail neer segment with the Indian Railways, as per the MOU signed between us.
So now, can we say that this 15% is a net new charge which has come to us, which was not applicable till last year?
It was to be made applicable, but could not be made applicable because of the reconciliation process, which got over.
Right.
It was happening on both the sides. Now it got over, reconciliation process could be completed. So that is why these dues were due on IRCTC, which were paid. But rail neer segment continued to be a profitable business, and the profit from the rail neer segment will be there. It is only the 15% of the profit may go there, which would be compensated by, I think, with the upcoming more plans.
So right. So now, henceforth, whatever will be the, let's say, FY23, if we make 100 crore of profit, 15% before paying tax will be paid to government towards the their share.
Their share. Their share. Clientele is there. Station is there. Clientele is there. Ticket has been. We got a captive clientele. Otherwise, IRCTC would have to spend.
I can understand the rationale. I'm just trying to understand the mathematics. So 15% of PBT is what we will share with them.
Yes.
Okay, not 15% of revenue or another line. It is 15% of PBT or PAT, whatever.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and just last one question from my side. Any input we can share on the other income side? Why we saw a significant jump in that?
As usual, internet ticketing has been the major contributor.
70%.
And 70% of your earning has come from there. Your earning on all the fronts, convenience fee and the non-convenience fee, both have gone up. So, convenience fee has contributed to nearly 694 crores, which is and non-convenience fee resources have contributed to nearly 267 crores. Leaving apart, and advertisement revenue has also gone up, has nearly matched the pre-COVID level, although it has not crossed. But our iPay, the payment gateway, has crossed the previous year level, the pre-COVID level too. And put together, we could earn, I think, nearly more than 1,000 crores from the internet ticketing segment alone. So this could be a main contributor. The activity in the tourism front has also gone up. In fact, it took off only in the month of February. The impact of the COVID was still there in the month of January. Gradually, our trains are also picking up, and our all kind of a tourism is now back on track, as I told earlier also. So I think put together with the main contributor as internet ticketing, all factors are contributing. The rail near is also contributing to the revenue. So the sale of the rail near has also gone up.
Credit card 36 crores.
Yes. Yeah. Our SBI credit card has also contributed 33 crores. So
Right, ma'am. My question was more from the other income, non-operating income, which jumped from 16 crore to 25 crore in this quarter. Is there anything very specific, or this is the new run rate?
Only forfeiture and EMD and tender.
Since we could finalize many tender and could do the reconciliation process, could complete the reconciliation process of many vendors also. So this could be forfeiture of security fee or EMD recovery. It is that income only because we finalized more tenders, so income is more.
Advertisement. Got it. Thank you so much, and I'll fall back in the queue.
IT ka nahi kuch.
Other income.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Jinesh Joshi with Prabhudas Lilladher Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity. I have a question on the catering side. As per the news reports which were published some time back, it was stated that Indian Railway had decided to take over the responsibility of setting up food plazas and fast food units from us in certain zones, citing delays from our end. So what is the latest development on this side, if you can please?
We were very fortunate to handle the situation because most of our tenders were in process. Not even for a single unit. The tendering process for all the unit was in process and at the advanced stage of tendering. So as of now, not even a single food plaza has been handed over back to railways. Rather, what was with the IRSDC, Indian Railway Station Development Corporation, that food plaza has been now handed over back to IRCTC. So it has not impacted us much. And as far as the tendering is concerned, it is a continuous process. The contractor complete their contract period, again it is given on the contract. During COVID, many of our partners, service partners, have taken exit because there was no footfall at the stations. So there was no revenue potential for them. They took honorary exit. Their security was also forfeited, etc. as per the rule. But fortunately, our advanced tendering stage and everything, the intention behind that letter could be that the ministry wanted to ensure the passenger services which we could restore in a very short time. And we were already in process of doing so.
Sure. And madam, secondly, if I look at our internet ticketing segment, it reported an EBIT margin of about 91.5% in Q4, which is higher than what we have been reporting in the recent past. So is there any element of one-off here? And secondly, I would also like to know what is our progress on our IT modernization CAPEX plan. What is the total sum which we have earmarked and how much do we intend to spend in FY23?
The revenue from the internet segment has been very good. It has been more because one factor was since you had one more class, 2S, which was contributing nearly 36% of the total ticketing. And secondly, the overall ticketing, there is a gradual shift of the people from the offline ticketing to online ticketing. So our average has also gone up, in spite of the fact that the trains were again made unreserved. We didn't see the prospective jump. If you compare my pre-COVID level figures of the internet ticketing, the average ticket booking per day was nearly 8.25 lakhs per day. Now, in this quarter, in the last quarter, we could have 12.87 lakh tickets in a day. So, 50% increase alone is not because of that. It is also because of the efforts taken by IRCTC team in gaining the confidence, and there is a transition of our offline mode from offline mode to online mode. Secondly, it is not only the convenience fee, it is the other earnings of the internet ticketing, like the agent charges, the mobile app integration charges, the PMC charges, all have gone up. We have introduced more and more partners and given a flexible policy. And similarly, the payment gateway charges share has also gone up because the number of transactions had gone up, so it has also gone up. Then our marketing and advertisement income has nearly matched the pre-COVID level, although the industry could come up only in the last quarter. In spite of the fact we could match the figures, had this been 9 months with us, we could have really done wonders. And our payment gateway and SBI card we have done much better than the pre-COVID level also. So all these factors have contributed together in giving a good figures for internet ticketing.
My question was on the margin side, but nonetheless, I'll take that later. If you can just answer that part with respect to CAPEX plan, how much do we intend to spend?
Sorry, I missed that. The CAPEX, we had earlier planned 100 crores, and we are still on. Many of the items have been tendered. The tenders are on, and we are also working parallelly on the DR side, for which the testing with the various partners have already been initiated. So our CAPEX will be around nearly 80 to 90 crores this year.
Sure. One last question from my side. I think sometime back, Indian Railways had decided to cancel a few passenger trains to allow for rapid movement of coal inventories to arrest the power shortages prevailing across the country. So, basically, my question is, what proportion of our capacity was impacted due to this move, and currently are we back to full capacity?
No impact, because generally the cancellation is nearly 19%. It remains the same. Similarly, the refund is nearly 18%. So it just remains the same. We have not noticed any impact of this movement.
Sure, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1. Our next question comes from the line of Madhu Dey with MacPro. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, ma'am. I have few housekeeping questions. One is pertaining to this 2S. In the fourth quarter, out of the average or the total internet ticketing revenue of 268 crore, what was contributed by 2S, if you could specify?
36%.
Even in fourth quarter?
Yes.
Okay, both in terms of volume and value, or there must be a difference
in terms of volume only. Value-wise, so 2S is very cheap.
Exactly. So value-wise, what would it be in terms of value?
Well, I'm not having the value-wise figure readily available with me. And I cannot give this figure on the basis of approximation actually. So I don't have this value-wise figure. I can only give you the number of tickets as of now.
Okay. And in this 268 crore, what was the convenience, non-convenience breakup for fourth quarter?
The total revenue from the non-convenience fee resources was not 267. It is 337 crores.
That is for the full year, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you are asking about the quarter. Sorry, quarter. Quarter is around 98 crores. Quarter 4 was 98 crores, out of which my contribution from the agent business was 17 crores. And from my loyalty program and lead generation and few other things was around 75 crores. And advertisement was nearly 11 crores. And my payment gateway contributed nearly 12 crores. And put together 98.7 crores in the quarter 4.
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, my other question is on the catering side, as you mentioned that, you're going to reach pre-COVID by June end. Is there any other contract with the railways on the catering side also, where you could have some revenue sharing or anything of that sort on a future date?
In addition to catering, we have been given additional work of a retiring room upgradation. Earlier, that was confined to few stations. Now it has been more, and it has been given on a pan-India kind of a thing. So we have started working on that. So this is going to be an additional revenue source this year. The more tender we award, the more license fee is going to be there for the retiring room upgradation. Similarly, for more executive lounges, the way we launch, we will be adding more and more license fee also. In the catering, while mobile catering will be able to match up, during pandemic, unfortunately, many of our contractors have exited from static catering business because the footfall at the stations had gone down. So we are trying to revive and bring back all the contracts in position and award all the contracts. In fact, many of them have been awarded also. They are in process of commissioning. So you can foresee a jump or some good increase as far as the catering revenue in the static catering from retiring room, which it is added in the catering revenue only, and from the executive lounges also.
Ma'am, my question was, is there any revenue sharing with the ministry on the catering also?
We already share as far as the mobile catering is concerned. And no new sharing has come up. The old trend is there. In mobile, we continue to share 40% as we were doing on the pre-COVID level or now. Even in the departmental, in the rail need business, we would be sharing only 15%. And even in the retiring room also, some sharing is there. So the sharing will be there as per the MOU signed between Ministry of Railways and IRCTC.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to find out from you, ma'am. That in the mobile you share 40%. In the static, how much do you share with the railway?
40.
And in the new business ventures like retiring room and
again 40.
All 40.
But in e-catering, 40%, and in the retiring room also again 40%.
Okay, so ballpark.
But in rail need it is 15% of the profit.
So all PBT, so 40% of catering PBT to be shared with railway and 15% of rail need PBT to be shared with railway, right?
Put together, correct?
Yeah. And ma'am, my last question, if I may, what was the contribution of the Tejas in the quarter, and is it under the tourism segment that you put it under?
Yes, we put it under the tourism segment, though we have requested not to put it in the tourism segment, but you need to give me 1 minute. Yeah. Tejas has contributed in the entire financial year 54 crores and in the last quarter 21.35 crores.
What is the kind of EBITDA, or has it broken even, or any idea on any color on that?
Well, we are, I think, some The train initially in the month of January was not done well because of the COVID apprehension. It is only in the February, March we could do. So there in the last quarter, that as of now, the train has shown an operating loss of nearly 4 crores. So which we would be recovering this year, this financial year, because now the bookings have gone up.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, and all the best. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Ayan Bira, an investor. Please go ahead.
Congratulations, ma'am, on the excellent set of numbers. I have a question regarding the average realization per ticket for this quarter. And my second question is the EBITDA levels for the internet ticketing segment for this quarter.
Average ticket size. See, average ticket size.
And its realization.
Average realization, ma'am.
Okay. Nearly, I think it is nearly 38,000 crores which we realized from for Ministry of Railways. 38,000 crores. And the total number of tickets that we issued was around 41 crores. So
41 crore for this year, right? For this financial year.
41.74 crore tickets were issued by IRCTC this year. And we realized for Government of India, Ministry of Railways, around say 38,000 crore. And number of passengers that we booked was 73.43 crore.
16.60 realization per ticket.
So it is nearly 16.6 per ticket.
Okay, ma'am. It is rupees 16.6 per ticket is the average realization. Okay. And ma'am, the EBITDA levels in this particular internet ticketing segment is relatively high, as you said. So can you give us the figure around? It was, I think,
nearly
it was
90. Nearly 90%.
Okay. And ma'am, another question is that in the segment 2A segment, you said that it contributed 36% of the revenues. I also would like to hear from you the respective contribution from the sleeper class, that is non-AC class and 3AC, 2AC class.
That is 37%.
The sleeper is 37%
in the last quarter.
37% sleeper class. Okay.
Yes.
And for the AC classes is the rest?
AC is not exactly. I can give you the figure like this. We have first AC class, that is first AC and first class, and there is another EA. Put together nearly not even 1%. Second AC is 4.2%. Third AC is 17.7%. Chair car is 4.1%. And there is another class, 3E. And Anubhuti mein bhi ek class hota, put together 0.3%. You got it, sir? Hello? I think there is some disconnection.
Our next question comes from the line of D.N. Shah with SSPI Global Trade Banks. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you for giving the opportunity. Madam, what is the capacity utilization of Tejas?
Capacity now is nearly, I think, we call it occupancy level. That is another term. So now we are running more than 70%.
And at what level it will break even?
Break even happens at more than 75%.
Okay, so we are very near to it. So can we expect
very near
happen in this June quarter?
Hopefully we are able to achieve this quarter.
Okay. One more question on the catering side. When this, catering started from November onward, it were license given at the old rate. And I believe that the license revision as per the new rates was to happen sometime in this quarter or something. So have we already done that? And any reflection of that in March quarter?
Has started. We are nearly completing the phase. So maybe you may see the effect of that in the June end.
So we'll get it from November onwards, everything in the June quarter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's very nice to hear. Thank you. All my questions are answered.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Mayank, an investor. Please go ahead. Mr. Mayank, your line is unmuted. Please go ahead. Okay. The next question comes from the line of Om Prakash Kaveri with Spark Capital. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hi madam. Good afternoon. One question on trade payables. When I look at the balance sheet, the FY21 ending trade payables has been restated. So as per the previous financials, it was 180 crore. Now in this Q4 results, I think that 180 crore is restated to some 580 odd crores. So what is leading to this restatement in trade payables?
Previously, they are not treating as a trade bill. Recasting. Catering के licensing के जो debtors other liabilities है, they are transferring to trade bill.
I would like DF to answer this. Director of Finance will answer this.
It is only this debtors which we have transferred to in different heads, because earlier it was not showing the proper. So now we have trade payable. Hello.
So going forward, the current classification would hold, right?
Correct. No, this current classification is now correct. So therefore, I mean, this old one is...
This was done on the advice of our statutory auditor.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Ajit, an investor. Please go ahead.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Ma'am, what is the average ticket booking in the April month?
In the previous quarter, sir, I just mentioned 12.87 lakhs tickets in a day.
Yes, ma'am. Now, currently, what is the... अभी कितनी बुक हो रही है मैम टिकट?
टिकट अभी हो रही है आपको 12 लाख के अभी आपकी लगभग 12 लाख के आसपास से ऊपर ही बुक हो रही है. किसी दिन 11 भी होती है, किसी दिन 13 भी होती है.
3 लाख. Okay. What is the average of May April?
अप्रैल महीने के लिए मैं बताती हूँ आपको, रुकिए. अप्रैल महीने का Sorry, I'm not carrying April figure. Before I close, I'll get you the April figure also.
Okay.
I think we can get it from the internet ticketing.
Okay, ma'am. One more question, ma'am.
It is nearly 13 lakhs, but it is a peak season. I told, we have already been telling continuously that April, May are the peak seasons for us. So it has been rather more than the average booking also. 13 lakh के आसपास है sir.
Okay, thank you. One more question, ma'am. Ma'am, in third quarter, we have profit in railways, but in this quarter, we mentioned loss. Ma'am, what is the reason this?
The reason is that the work of a railway we started in the year 2002 onwards, and but somehow, and there is one, we and IRCTC and Ministry of Railways in the year 2007 had signed an MOU that for various businesses where railways also contributing in the business, some profit sharing has to be ensured to the railways. As per that MOU, the profit sharing for the railway was to be ensured, but for which some reconciliation was to happen, which earlier did not happen, now has happened. So that reconciliation for the last 15 years has been done. So, and 15 years money has been transferred. It is 15% of the PBT that we have given, subject to the reconciliation with the railways, though we have completed a major chunk of that. And henceforth 15% of the net profit PBT in the railway segment will be shared with the railways also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Ayan Bira, an investor. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. You have said that for this financial year 21-22, the non-convenience fee has gone up to 337 crore. So there are some components of this non-convenience fee. There is a loyalty program. So can you elaborate on the loyalty program?
Loyalty program we have with the SBI card, and now we have for the Bank of Baroda card also. This card, SBI card, is working with us since year 2007 or 8. So there, when we sell some card, if the value of the card is initial first year fee is 500, there we get around 403 rupees is with the IRCTC for selling the card. And in the forthcoming year, some share in the annual maintenance fees that the bank charges from the customer is shared with the IRCTC. So whatever sale happens through IRCTC platform, we share. So in that segment, we have already shared. We have already earned in this financial year nearly 37 crores.
Okay. And the advertisement revenue for this financial year, madam, any figure for the advertisement revenue?
33 crores, and we have nearly matched the pre-COVID level. That is, in pre-COVID level, this revenue was 34 crores. Now we have got 33 crores. But put together non-convenience resources earning, in the pre-COVID year, that was in 1920, it was 231 crores. Now it is 337 crores. So you can see that we have crossed the levels of the pre-COVID also in the non-convenience fee section.
Ma'am, can you give a breakup of these 337 crores? I want to know just the major components. Advertisement is 33.
I will give you, sir. I will give you only major heads.
Okay. Yes.
आपको बोले तो बहुत देर हो जाएगी, sir. So
just give us the major
business. First is the agent business. And in the agent business, when agents tie up with us, we take some fee. In that section, we have earned around 173 crores. Okay. Right? And in the payment gateway business also, where we do a lot of integration, individual integration, there we have earned around 56 crores, nearly 56 crores. Okay. And then from our marketing expense, it is 33 crores. And loyalty program, 37 crores, I told you just now.
Yeah.
I pay our payment gateway 36 crores. बाकी छोटा-छोटा miscellaneous है. पूरा मिला के it becomes 337 crores.
iPay has been contributing of late.
Yes, sir. अब देख लीजिए. In 1920, iPay contributed around 23 crores. This year it has contributed 36 crores.
So going by the trend in this non-convenience fee, I think the guidance for the next 2-3 years is quite lucrative. Maybe a 15-20% growth in the non-convenience fee segment as well.
We should not try more, I would say like this, because intention is to retain the internet ticketing business and simultaneously increase the non-convenience fee resources so that because a stage will come, we have already achieved nearly 82% of the booking.
Yeah.
10 to 12% booking is going to be offline always.
Yeah.
Very hard. The increment in the booking is going to be maybe 1% or 2% every year. So our dependency on the convenience fee has to be shifted. That business will be with us, but we have to explore the other resources also. That is what we are doing. And we have been able to do also. And there is a good jump. We have noticed this year. Nearly 100 crore jump is there.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Jins Varghese with Earthwise India. Please go ahead.
Hi, ma'am. What I wanted to know is that, the current tickets issued per day is about 12.87. Do you see this number growing substantially anytime soon?
See, in the month of April, because of the season, temporarily it has gone up to more than 13 lakhs. In May also, I'm pretty sure, today I have not taken the figures, it is going to be nearly the same. But since the second AC is not going to be there in the reserve segment, some decrease may be noticed. So, but after June, 30th June, the things are going to settle. So, we will come to know, as far as my experience in this industry, in this work of ticketing goes, in any case, it will be much more than the pre-COVID level, which was only 8.25 crores, because there has been a transition of a customer from the offline mode to online mode. And the increase may not be as drastic as we have seen during the COVID period, because we have already achieved a very high level and reached up to the level of 82% of the total ticketing is happening through internet only.
And the total availability is about 16 crores, 16 lakhs per day, is it? Around 16 lakhs.
No. Online plus offline.
Online and offline percentage is around 82% and 80%. 82% is online and 18% is offline as of now.
Okay. And in terms of segment margins, if you could give me an idea of what happened, because the number seems to be at a high 92%. Can we expect this to be some kind of a normalized number, or is it a one-off event?
This could be because of the excess booking that you have achieved, one. Since you have achieved, so your payment gateway charges automatically goes up because more transactions have happened. If more transactions have happened, so your lead generation also goes up. You have more people online, so your loyalty program goes up. So it is all related, work in a cascading manner, sir. So once you have good booking, the things start rolling after that, and we start cashing everything pertaining to that. Then the advertisement revenue also goes up because you have more clicks and more your own payment gateway is used by many. So it is all correlated with the booking and with each other. It revolves around a center.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking another question. In terms of tourism and travel, do you see this number to be in the sense, the market and in the sense, the public have opened up? Do you see this number increasing any substantially, since we have holidays too?
People have started holidaying. Inbound is not taking off that well. It is not the outbound also. It is the domestic tourism which is taking off very, very well. All our packages towards Char Dham. Earlier we were doing only by air. Now we are going to start with the bus service also. So there is so much demand in the domestic segment that we also have to change our strategy to meet the requirements. And trains, etc. is already running, but people want to have now some break. Maybe the COVID fear is gradually has gone or going away. So people are coming out in lot. Our Maharaja is going to be on track soon. And Golden Chariot, which we acquired from, not acquired, rather we have taken for operation from Karnataka State Tourism Development Corporation. That is also going to be on track soon. Our Buddhist train will also be there. We are also coming up with the new Bharat Gaurav and going to operate our first Ramayana, which would be linking two countries, India and Nepal. So, and all our air packages are doing well. Our air booking is also, we are doing well. So things are now started improving from February onwards as far as the tourism is concerned. But actual results have been seen only in the month of April, not in the month of March.
And in terms of margins from, international or inbound or outbound compared to domestic?
We keep 10% margin, but there are few products where we have crossed the margins of 20% also. There are few products. Because when the demand is more, we also try to play with margins. But when the demand is less, we also try to reduce our margins. So it depends on a product to product. But we never charge less than 10%, that is for sure.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll fall back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Ratan Joneja with Co-Value Technologies Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the opportunity. And good day to you. My question is about on internet ticketing. So what is the percentage of unreserved tickets to total tickets for Indian Railways? And what change do you expect? And the second question relating to internet ticketing is, do you see any change in pricing, increase in pricing for your convenience fee going in the future, couple of years?
I will answer your second question first. We don't foresee any change in the pricing of convenience fee that we are charging from our customer as of now. But you can't stop. But as far as the percentage of the unreserved segment is concerned, it is said the 7% of the total inventory available. I'm telling you from my experience and which I have worked in the railways. Total, I think 7% of the inventory is only reserved, but the revenue from the reserved segment is much more than the unreserved. That is the thing I have learned in the Indian Railways that I can quote you, but the exact figures you can see on the Indian Railways portal.
So you mean to say 93% is unreserved tickets in India?
In unreserved also, there are further segments, suburban, non-suburban. So there are many segments. For that, you need to see the Indian Railways portal, sir. I can only tell you about the reserved per segment.
Give you over a period in the long term, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, do you see this change coming? That unreserved percentages will start coming down?
Given an option to a customer, if the facilities are available and confirmed travel is also ensured, why people will not get themselves converted to the reserved? When the unreserved was not there during the COVID period, people were traveling in the reserved, as reserved segments. So, over a period of time, if the transition is happening, well, I am not a travel forecaster, but given an option to a person, the person would certainly like to travel in the confirmed kind of a setup rather than uncertain setup.
So there is an opportunity of conversion.
The tracks will be...
So there looks an opportunity. If unreserved trains get converted into reserved, there is an opportunity for us. Since it has been on the other side, we lost some chunk of that. Not the fully, but still we are much ahead of the COVID levels, pre-COVID levels.
Railways also introducing new trains.
And side by side, Indian Railways have also started introducing many new trains with the modern technology and modern coaches. So when these such kind of facilities are available, people would like to try that also.
Okay. So my other question is relating to, you had launched bus ticketing. So I have not heard or read what is the status of the bus ticketing business that we are getting into. Also, you had mentioned that there are the hotel aggregation businesses. There was a lot of tie-ups that were happening with a lot of hotels. What is the status of that business?
In the bus ticketing, we have not only tied up with the Red Bus and the Avi Bus, we have also tied up with the various state tourism development state SCDCs, etc. I think 7 states we have tied up, and we are also booking their buses. Bus booking has gone up after this. How much it has gone up? I'll get you the figure in before we close.
Okay.
29 bus booking at 29 lakhs. मैं नहीं बोला बस बुकिंग कंट्रीब्यूशन कितना है बस बुकिंग का रेवेन्यू देखो
चेक इट करना है बस बुकिंग का
6 lakh per day average 6 lakh per day
the revenue from the bus booking is 6 lakhs per day.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
लिया क्यों नहीं है फिगर?
29 lakhs आ रहा है.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question of the day. Now I would like to hand over the conference to our management.
Well, thank you very much all the investors for patient hearing, and I hope we have been able to clear all your doubts and able to address any query. In case of any further queries, you may also send this to our relationship officer, who can also send a reply through email. However, I am also available round the clock with all the queries of you can be answered. So, staying with the IRCTC is a good proposition as it was earlier. So, we can wish each other a very good luck for the coming year. And let's hope that the way the previous year has been very kind to us, the upcoming year will also be. Thank you very much, investors. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Daulat Capital, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.